Welcome to episode 3 of Go Talk ATX. We have Lucky Luke on the drums, Jeremy on the keyboard, yours truly as your hosts. We have an amazing story to share with you today. As you know, Go Talk ATX is all about the greatest of all time stories that come from inspiring people to uplift and to empower you. So thanks for tuning in. And today in episode 3 will not fall short of the GOAT mindset, the GOAT mission, and being in the GOAT moment. She's 17 years old, graduated early with an associate's degree. What's amazing about this, it was purposely done. Started her freshman year in high school because it had never been done. In 114-year history of an ISD here in the state of Texas, Dripping Springs High School ISD never has a student ever finished early with an associate's until now. At one point in time, it was not believed that the mile could be ran in 4 minutes until Sir Bannister proved otherwise. And then everyone began to run a 4-minute mile. But until then, it wasn't believed that it could be done. Today, here on GOAT Talk, we have Emily McKey.
Let's go.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
And listen, that's just the short end of the story as far as finishing early with an associate's degree. She's moving on at 17 in the fall
To Texas A&M.
to Texas A&M. Wow. Lucky.
It's a great university, man. I'm jealous, to be honest. I barely got into St. Edward's. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's very much appreciated.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is amazing. And the program that you you've been accepted into is
Neuroscience.
wow. And how many students did they accept into this program at Texas A&M?
I believe it's 200, maybe a little bit over 200
Wow.
students.
So you're like one of 200
Yes.
accepted into Texas A&M's neuroscience program
Correct.
at 17.
Yep.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Come on.
I might have to walk out here, man. This is crazy.
Come on. How many of you that are watching this video right now or this podcast right now at 17, right? You get where we're going with this? Okay, well, stay tuned and continue to listen because you might pick up something that she might put down because she's obviously has a mindset and a mission and a moment that can change your life. Emily, where do we start, Lucky?
I don't know, man.
Where do we start?
I mean, where the drive comes from? Like, what's the biggest motivator? I'm sure you have a long list of things, right? But, like, is there one thing that, whether it's, one day I want to be financially successful, right? Is it I've just got this internal drive to be great? Like, what is it for you? Because obviously it takes hard work. You're obviously gifted as well. But, like, why?
I think it comes from definitely my parents. Just being surrounded by their drive and how hardworking they are, and the way that they raised me definitely has helped with my motivation to do what I've done and to keep going with what I'm planning on doing. And the way that my dad and my mom support me is something that I hope that I can share with other people, and I can support other people as well and help them try and do something similar to what I've done and have such a fulfilling feeling.
Yeah. So it starts at home. That's what you said. It starts
Yes.
at home. And you're the oldest
Yes, I am.
of how many?
2.
2.
I just have one younger brother,
And what's his name?
Austin.
Austin.
Shout out Austin McKey.
That's right.
Shout out big Austin McKey.
He's mowing Ryan's yard right now.
And how has Austin inspired you as a little brother?
Him and I, we have gotten really close over the past couple years. He is going into his freshman year of high school. And so with him getting closer and closer to high school and me finishing up, it's really cool to see all the classes that he wants to take, and I can actually help him, and we can go through this together. And he doesn't want to do the same thing that I've done. He's very much on the sports side of it, not so academic as much as I am, but he's very smart, very smart.
Very smart.
Excels in any sport that he does. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
The gifts and you mentioned mom and dad.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your mother and your father. I mean, just in your own words, your own story, and tell the world a little bit about your mother and your father.
My mom currently, she is a labor and delivery nurse. She has been doing that for some good time now, and she loves it. And my dad, he's been encouraging her, we all have, to go back to school and get her master's so that way she can do what she's really always wanted to do, which is become a psychiatric nurse practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's finishing up that path right now. And so it's really cool that we're both graduating within a few months of each other. And yeah, she's about to graduate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really a full circle, wholesome moment.
Wow.
Yeah. But just seeing her drive and her determination that even though she was in nursing school so many years ago, but now she's getting back into it and she's getting near perfect grades. She's going to her clinicals. She's doing everything that she can and she's excelling at it. It's really inspiring.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about your father.
My dad, he's in the car business, and
Really? I had no idea.
Yeah.
He works for BMW. He also excels at what he does, and he's won President's Awards, which is for people who are the best of the best, and he has been named the best of the best across all Hendrick dealerships in the country many times. And his determination to get up every morning to provide for his family, to go to work every day and come home and still have a positive attitude, it's also very inspiring. And so I strive to be like my parents one day.
This is already getting emotional over here.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little misty anyway.
I feel like there's no better compliment than complimenting your parents, And, I mean, having firsthand experience, Cindy, you're absolutely spectacular. And then Ryan, though, working with him on a daily basis, I mean, I can see why you hold them to such high esteem. I humbly think I'm a tremendous salesperson, but there is one person that when they walk in the room, I shut up and I listen, and that is Ryan McKey.
Ditto.
He's got it. Whatever that it is, that people aspire to have, he's got it.
He knows what he's talking about.
Totally understand your huge drive and love and passion for wanting to, be as great as they are. So that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, that is. So what has life been like, through high school so you had to take, summer classes?
Yes, every summer of high school. This is my first summer since the summer before high school, not taking any summer classes. And so it's really, I'm like, what am I doing? There's got to be something that I got to do. There's an assignment that I got to turn in, but there isn't. And it's weird. My brain's trying to adapt to it because I always have something to do, but for once I don't. But yeah, just taking classes over the summer, doubling up on my classes, always doing schoolwork, always having assignments.
Do you like that?
Yes. I like staying busy. I like I don't know. It's always having something to do, always having something to distract myself. I love it. especially at work. I love working on our busy nights. I work in the restaurant industry.
Okay.
And so I feel like I excel whenever I'm really busy and I actually have stuff to do. And so same goes for school. Whenever I load up my schedule and I know, okay, I have this at this time, I have this at this time, I have this assignment due on this day, I love it. I know a lot of people might not love it, but I truly do.
So you obviously, with summer school, summer classes, you know, a full academic workload,
Yes.
you gotta have really good organizational skills.
Yes.
Which of your parents have just organizational skills out of this world?
Oh, definitely my mom.
Okay.
Definitely my mom.
Hey, hold on a second. And also definitely your dad.
Yes.
Every time I
yes.
walk in his office, I'm like, hey, Ryan, good morning. He's like,
On a
got
spreadsheet.
75 pieces of paper. He's like, what's up, man? I'm like, oh, no, I'm getting out of here.
Both of them definitely, but my mom, she is on another level. She's the same way I am. Whenever she starts her classes, she writes all of it down and she gets all of it laid out in one spot so she can visually see everything, and I'm the exact same way.
Got you. So you're organized, which enables you to really flow through your day and stay in the moment, because all GOATs, as we watch the NBA playoffs as an example, you know, the GOAT is always in the moment.
Yes.
It's always, 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 always. If you are aspiring to be a GOAT, that's the reason why you are watching this podcast, is because you believe inside of you, greatness is within you, and you believe and you know that you are a GOAT. You are always in the present moment doing your assignment, right?
You have to, or else you're not going to get anywhere.
She made it sound simple. She made it sound really simple, but in life, we can sometimes, without good organizational skills
Yes.
that you've learned from your mother specifically and your father, and having a goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or a focus of where you want to go and a workload, but without any of that and the organizational skills, you won't get anywhere, it sounds like. If
Yes.
you're okay, got it. Because you won't be in the moment. You can't stay in the moment long enough.
Yes.
Does that make sense, Lucky?
Absolutely. I couldn't put it better myself. I was going to ask you, Emily, what is your next goal?
My next goal is obviously heading to A&M and studying neuroscience. I want to join lots of clubs, and I want to try and do research to try and find a cure for Alzheimer's, because it's awful and it affects so many people. It runs on my dad's side of the family, it runs on my mom's side of the family, and so I'm hoping I can find a cure before it catches up to my parents or me. And so fingers crossed I can do something about it. But
Wow.
yeah.
That's
And then obviously
unbelievable.
heading to med school and all of that.
That's an unbelievable goal.
That's an unbelievable mission. Goal is, that's a mission.
Yes.
That's a good point.
That's a mission. She wants to find the cure before it catches up because it's probable within your family. Is that what you said?
Exactly.
You have to tie your efforts to a mission that is worthy, but that's near and dear to you
Mm-hmm.
in your heart.
Yeah. You got to make sure that whenever you're doing something in your life, you're not doing it for everybody else. You're doing it for yourself, because at the end of the day, you only have yourself. And so everybody will be by your side. Everybody will support you. But at the end of the day, you're doing this for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so everybody always says that you need to pick a job that you're passionate about, and then it won't feel like work. And that's what I'm doing. I'm very passionate about the medical field. I'm very passionate about neuroscience. And so I want to dive deeper into that, and Alzheimer's just so happens to fall into that category, and so it's something that I'm really passionate about, and it obviously hits close to home with trying to find a cure, so it's something that I really, really would like to achieve.
I have no doubt that you're going to find that what you're looking for. I have no doubt. Zero. That's why you're here. It's because you're a GOAT. You're the greatest of Austin, Texas. You're a GOAT.
Thank you.
And you're going to go to Texas A&M. By the way, I got to segue into this real quick because I was getting a little misty myself.
I know, man. This is like emotional, man. Unbelievable.
I'm digressing, but you're going to A&M, neuroscience program.
Correct.
Give me the top 3 other schools that you were considering that you had offers on the table.
I was accepted into the University of Texas at Austin.
Talking about the Longhorns, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
My
Burnt orange.
rivals.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Got it.
Yes. I got my acceptance to UT while I was at the Dixie Chicken, which, if you guys do not know, the Dixie Chicken is a very famous place that you can go eat. It's a bar. It's in College Station where A&M is. And I got my acceptance there, ironically. And I also declined it there.
Oh, ouch.
Yes.
Ouch.
That's when Ryan got 3 pitchers of beer and finished them in under 30 seconds.
Ouch. You received your acceptance letter from UT. You're like, oh, look, I got accepted into UT. And you were in College Station.
Correct.
This is where Texas A&M is, the university. And you're at the Dixie Chicken.
Yes.
And you declined it.
Yep. With no hesitation.
With no hesitation.
Horns down.
Hey, you heard it here first. I mean, don't shoot the messengers.
Yeah. Sorry to say it.
Sorry to say it. But Dr. McKey, she's going to be donating to A&M.
Oh, yeah. Through and through, obviously.
Yeah. So Texas, did you have any other offers?
Yes, I got accepted into Baylor.
Baylor.
Yes, and I got I think totaling altogether, it was $120,000 with scholarships.
From Baylor.
From Baylor.
So Baylor threw money at you like you're an athlete.
Correct.
To say, hey, Emily, we really, really, really want you to come here because you are a shining star. Does your family have any ties to Baylor or A&M or anything like that?
Both my parents went to A&M for their undergraduate. That's where they met.
Oh, wow.
And so it obviously has a very warm spot in my heart.
Okay.
And then my mom for nursing school, she went to Baylor.
Ah.
So it's her alma mater.
So your legacy then.
I am.
Woo.
Yes.
Man.
Very fortunate.
Wow.
Yes.
That is, wow.
Was it ever a tough decision for you? Or were you like, no matter where I get accepted to, I know deep down in my heart I'm going to be an Aggie? Or were there moments where you're like, I don't know, I could be a Baylor Bear? I know you'd never be a Longhorn.
Oh, no. No way.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely tough because I got my Baylor acceptance before my acceptance to A&M. And so my mindset was always A&M. But then Baylor, they gave me the acceptance, and I was like, well, hold on. This is plus all these scholarships. This is a really good opportunity.
Right.
And I really did think about it for a second, and then I got my A&M acceptance shortly after, and I was like, wait, no.
Yeah.
Never mind. No,
Yeah.
I want to go to A&M because so the first time that I went to College Station was this past year, and we were driving down for a college visit to really see what it was actually like, and it was nighttime. We were about to get to our hotel, and I remember I turned to my mom, and I was like, driving in College Station, it reminds me of that warm, cozy feeling that you get whenever warm chocolate chip cookies come straight out of the oven. Can't be beat.
Some of those right
you
now.
have to.
Can't beat it.
You can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
So I immediately knew, and that was before I started my college applications. I immediately knew that that's where I wanted to be. And
Wow.
so whenever I put so much work into my application for A&M because it was my dream. It's always been my dream since I was little because my parents went there. So we've always tailgated games and been around that. And so if little me could see me now going to A&M, oh man, she'd be so proud.
I was about to ask if you're, I mean, obviously you're still very young and you have a huge journey ahead of you, but I mean, you just answered my question. I was just going to ask if you take moments of reflection and are like, I'm really proud of myself. I'm super proud of what I've done already.
Oh yeah, definitely. It definitely comes from, because I try not to think about it of like, okay, I did this. I think about it of like thinking about in the current moment and thinking about what comes next. I'm like, okay, I finished this. What's next? What's the next step for me to do? But I really get reminded of what I actually accomplished whenever people ask me about it and they remind me of it. I'm like, oh wait, I did that. I completed this and I finished it through and through. I did that.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's next level.
It is.
Emily, what do you say to an Emily that's in the 8th grade, going to high school next fall, that has a dream or a vision, but might not be too sure about herself or himself?
Right. I would say dream big. Obviously, I'm from Texas. Go big or go home. You have to dream big. And obviously, small goals are very fulfilling, but nothing is more fulfilling than setting a really big goal that you don't know for sure that you can complete it. But once you do complete it, it's another type of feeling. It's indescribable. And so there are a lot of things that you can try. If you set a goal for yourself, you can try it. And if you fail, it's okay. You can try again. You can try again. Obviously, everybody's heard this over and over again. Try again until you get what you want. But you can, if you fail and you decide, yeah, no, this isn't for me, at least you can say that you tried and that you gave it a shot. And so any younger students watching this, set your goals high, aim big, do whatever you think you can't do, and times it by a million. Because you might surprise yourself, because I definitely surprised myself.
So you did surprise yourself.
Oh, for sure.
You did surprise yourself.
Yes.
Interesting. Take me to a moment where you struggled.
I think I struggled emotionally because my friends, they're all juniors, and so my school, we have tons of senior events, senior sunset, senior sunrise, senior breakfast, all sorts of different things. And so going to these things, not knowing the seniors, that was definitely the most difficult part.
Okay.
Because I wanted to do all these things. I love watching the sunrise and watching the sunset. I love hanging out with people and making new friends, but it was obviously a little difficult because everybody had already made all their close friends. We're about to graduate, and so trying to work my way in there as like a, hey guys, haven't been with you guys since kindergarten, but just now joining. Can we be friends?
Yeah.
That was definitely the hardest part. And obviously at graduation, my friends all up in the stands, I'd turn around, see them all waving at me, and I'm the only one down on the field graduating. That was the hardest part about this all.
Gotcha. Do you feel that you so you mentioned your friends.
Yes.
What do young ladies 16, 17 years old, what are y'all dealing with right now? What are you struggling with in your inner circle? What are young ladies really struggling with? If you were to go out and step out on a limb, or it might be something that you have spoken with your parents about, or you wish you could speak with your parents about. I'm talking about, what are young ladies, and you're talking to the masses.
Yes.
What are you struggling with right now today that you know, because you know this because you've had to carry a heavy workload to keep you on a straight and narrow. But what do you feel that young ladies are struggling with more so than anything else right now?
I think that young ladies are definitely struggling with trying to fit into the image of society that they've painted. Because society, they're like, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to be this, you need to be that. But at the end of the day, there's a saying, be yourself, everybody else is taken. And I truly do believe that, because everybody is different in their own way. And I feel like a lot of girls really struggle to realize that. And so they think that they need to dress or look a certain way. They feel like they need to act or be a certain way. They feel like they need to put on this persona of a person that they're not being true to themselves. And so I feel like just learning how to do that and be your true self and find people who will be your friend with your true self, it's just as fulfilling as finding or achieving a really, really big goal.
Yeah, that's good.
Do you think your friends share similar mindset and goals to you? Like, are all of them incredibly studious? Are all of them, do they want to save the world and rescue these amazing things? Or are you sort of like the outlier and the anomaly? Like, all right, girls, y'all do your thing, but I'm going to the moon, right? Like, or is everyone sort of similar and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I would say that there are a few of my friends that are similar to me. Shout out Miller. She is.
Shout out Miller.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out Miller, Quinn, and Emma. But
Quinn and Emma.
Yes. But Miller is, I feel like she's the most similar to me because she's always trying to join clubs with me. She just took her SAT yesterday. She's been studying all week. She is trying to get into the University of Michigan, excuse me.
Let's go, Miller.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
She wants to get into their business program, which is very competitive, and so she has a very similar drive that I do because her grandfather went there, and so she has an emotional connection to Michigan, and so she's definitely just as hardworking as I am.
That's amazing. A question that just sort of came to me. I know your ultimate goal, right, or your mission is to cure Alzheimer's, right?
Yes.
Is there any piece of you or any like micro desire to do things for any type of financial goal, or like, if I do these things, if I become a neuroscientist and I come up with these amazing cures and do all these things, it's going to result in X amount of money? Or is like money not even a thing for you? Is it like, I've got my mission, I'm going to accomplish what I can accomplish. If money comes, great. Or is that even on the radar?
Well, it's getting really expensive nowadays to support yourself.
Right.
So yes,
right.
money does come into the picture, but not a whole lot.
Yeah.
I know with the path I want to go down, I want to be a neuroradiologist, and so I know I'm going to make a good amount of money, but at the end of the day, it's not about the money. It's that I'm doing something that I'm passionate about. It's that I'm trying to do something actively that I really care about, and that's, at the end of the day, that's really what I care about.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Jay, give us something, man, to pick up the rhythm of this story, along with Lucas.
Try not to play too loud.
No, that's fine. I just want to carry a rhythm here for a few minutes here. This is Go Talk ATX. You've been listening to Emily McKey of Dripping Springs High School, one of 200 students accepted into the Texas A&M Neuroscience program, the only student in Dripping Springs ISD history to graduate ahead of schedule with an associate's degree, which was planned out from her freshman year in high school. From what her father told me, she just wanted to know during that meeting in her freshman year, is it possible? Is it possible? Can it be done? If it is, show me. Is that true?
That is true. We had to create our very own blueprint because it was never done before. But we did that. We made a blueprint for students in the future if they wanted to do this. And ultimately, we got it done.
There it is. Jay-Z talked about he produced Jay-Z. Y'all know who Jay-Z is. Come on now, Rockefeller Records, etc. But he dropped an album called The Blueprint at one point in time. Go get it, check it out. But he talks about what the blueprint is all about. You should know, but you did lay down the blueprint.
Yes.
You broke your own barrier. At 17, once again, ladies and gentlemen. At 17, she broke a barrier. But it wasn't by accident.
No.
It wasn't by, oh, look at that. I'm graduating early with an associate's. I didn't know that. No, you knew it. You intentionally went after it.
Oh, yeah. With a lot of hard work put into it and determination.
Yeah. And you were working. You started working. And
Yes.
and you tutored. Tell me, how many jobs have you?
Oh, I've had so many. My main job has been working at Style Switch Barbecue.
Style Switch
Shout
Barbecue. Big shout out to Style Switch BBQ out there in the drip.
Very good. Come try it out.
It is delicious.
But I've been working there for about a year and a half. But through that, I've been tutoring kids in elementary school and in middle school. I have been babysitting and pet sitting for 4 or 5 years now. I've been doing that for a long time. And so that's been my main thing.
So there's two precious commodities in life. Time and money. Which do you value most?
Time, definitely.
Time. Steve Jobs had more money than some countries, but not $1 could buy him another moment on this earth. So time is our most precious commodity, and how you spend that time, I'm sure, Emily, you would agree.
Oh, yeah. Because everybody always says that money can't buy happiness. And it can buy things that can give you temporary happiness, but nothing as great as something that you spend your time doing.
You can buy red Corvettes and lifted trucks.
It can. It can.
Maybe a margarita or two at the Switch.
Or a trip to Cabo for a wedding. All kinds of stuff,
yes.
yo.
Right.
Let me tell you something.
Oh, my goodness.
The whole thing, yeah, but
I'm sorry, your dad's just a legend to me.
he is.
I gotta
he
throw him
is.
in
And
here whenever I can.
we're gonna bring. You're gonna get to meet Emily's father here shortly.
That's right.
In just a few minutes when we cut to a commercial. Not that we have commercials, but anyway, we're gonna cut. You're gonna get to meet Emily's father, Ryan McKey, though, because he truly is a GOAT in his own right. And Emily has spoken about both her parents, her mother and her father, as to how they have set the blueprint,
Yes.
right, for both you and Austin to follow. And I know sometimes I can identify with a viewer that might be watching or hearing this podcast and thinking, yeah, okay, I hear Corvettes and trucks and Dripping Springs. Oh, look at that school and privilege and this, that, and the other. No, it's really about how you spend your time.
Exactly.
It's really about the things that Emily has really pointed out that we all struggle with, not trying to be somebody else, finding your own identity, understanding the blueprint that has been given to you, whether it has been from your parents, your adopted parents, or whether it has come from your grandparents, whomever has poured love into your life. That is where you find your blueprint. And you must hold on with it, and you must run with it. And you must do something with it, because we all are granted 24 hours in a day. It's the same 24 hours. But how you decide to use your 24 hours is up to you. Period. It doesn't matter. The rest is just excuses. There's no excuses to get to this stage, to get to this moment right here, right now. Goat Talk ATX. You got to be in the moment, and you have to have a mission, and you have to have the proper mindset, and you have to deliver the business every single day. Yes, we have good days and we have our off days, but there are no excuses. Texas A&M is not looking for 200 students in the neuroscience program that are going to deliver excuses. They want students that are going to come in there and deliver, that are going to find a cure for the diseases that are taking lives. They need go-getters. If you want to be a GOAT, greatest of all time, you have to get up and eliminate every single excuse that pops into your mind, and you have to put your feet on the floor and you have to go to work. Just like Emily. Emily is no different than any other teenager that has ever walked the hallways of any public school. She's just said, you know what? I got a blueprint and we're going to work. And I got a mission and I got a mindset, and let's go to work.
It's very well said, and it's exactly true.
That's it. And that's what it's all about. She will be you will hear more from Dr. McKey down the road. The beauty of you hearing her story, hearing Emily's story today, right now, this moment, is that she has not received her PhD yet. She hasn't even walked the hallways or the campus of Texas A&M as a student yet. But she is preparing this summer to do so. She's already accepted. It's all down. She's on the launch pad, and you're seeing greatness. You're hearing greatness right now in its purest, rawest form. You have to believe it when it's young. We do, because she hasn't been tainted with all the other kind of things that pop up in our lives with family, marriage and family, and all these other kind of things. She is attached to her blueprint. That's her mother. You've heard the story. Her father, her brother Austin, her community, Dripping Springs. She's telling me about the talent pool that's in Dripping Springs, your peers. Tell us a little bit about, give some shout outs to your peers that walk the hallways, that are doing some things in some spaces that others may be familiar with.
Yes. There's so many good names that I could shout out, but I'm gonna shout out our valedictorian, Evan Sebastian. He has done a TED Talk before, if you guys know what that is.
That's crazy.
Yes,
it's incredible. I don't know the exact title of the video, but he did it over if taste is a blessing or a curse. He's very well spoken. He's a very down to earth guy, very likable by everybody, and he's really inspiring.
Really inspiring. Wow. And as a musician out in Dripping Springs that has shot off like a rocket, who might that be?
Ty Myers. Shout out Ty Myers.
There it is.
Yes. He is from Dripping Springs. He did not graduate from Dripping Springs because of how much his musical career has taken off. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. But he has continued with online school, and I think he has since graduated. But he did, in fact, go to Dripping Springs, and he is very, very successful right now, really taking off.
Wow. Amazing. Once again, this is Goat Talk ATX. This is Emily McKey. Next up, we're going to have her father, Ryan McKey, join us here on the set. We're going to talk a little bit more about the mindset, the mission, and the moment. And then we're going to wrap things up. But take us to the bridge here real quick, Jay and Lucky.
Absolutely.
As we reconfigure the set here.
Absolutely. Emily, it was amazing speaking with you. You were highly impressive. Mm-hmm. Keep going. You will absolutely accomplish everything you set your mind to. You've got an elite focus to you. You have a very spectacular goal, right? Helping others and solving one of the world's most devastating diseases, right? You will accomplish it. it's awesome being in the presence of you because one day you're going to be, I mean, you're already amazing, but you're going to be on a huge stage giving this story to others, and we're going to be in the audience. So keep it up.
Thank you.
You're
It's very
100%.
much appreciated.
Absolutely.
Big shout out to Emily McKey. So what we'll do, we'll switch. We'll have Ryan come sit right here,
'Kay.
and then we'll just do some fun stuff with him. That was awesome. The reason why, I brought my family down here is because I wanted to be at a flagship store, and then you said because I knew coming from DFW and working at other big stores up there, you said you knew that flagship stores always brought the best professionals. You said you always wanted to work. You want to work with the best.
Correct.
And you didn't elaborate on that any further. That was it. And you said, I want to work with the best. And there's no doubt that your performance, day in, day out, year in, year out, definitely backs that statement up. Needless to say, your daughter, your oldest of two, who's just been accepted into your alma mater, you and Cindy's alma mater, Texas A&M, one of 200 students in the neuroscience program, graduated early with an associate's degree. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on. What are we doing here? You know what I mean? What kind of factory you guys got going on out there in Dripping Springs? You know what I mean? It is such an honor and it's such a privilege to get this bonus session in with you, Ryan. This is Lucas. I mean, this is.
Yeah, dude.
This is cool, man.
I'm stoked. I want to, I've heard your story, Ryan, and, like, where you're from and stuff, but I always enjoy listening to you tell it. So, like, give us, like, I always forget where you're from. Is it East Texas?
East Texas, just outside of Longview.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little small town called Hallsville.
Right.
Yeah, that's where I grew up, and sitting here talking about Emily's journey and what she's done, as a parent, it's very inspiring to see your children carve their own path. And, as a parent, you think about being a positive influence, being a good role model. Am I doing everything I can to be a great influence on our children? And it's pretty amazing how much they actually pick up on when you don't realize it. And, we talk about Emily's journey, and that was kind of the cool thing with her is she walks in her freshman year, she's sitting down with her counselor, and she has a conversation, and she says, I want to graduate with an associate's degree. And they gave her an idea of what that looks like, what the course load would look like. And after Emily started that journey, she had another conversation with a counselor, and she's like, you know what? I want to do it a year early. And her counselor looked at her like, this has never been done. Why would you want to do that? What is your motivation? But that's just a testament of Emily and, who she is as a person. She wanted to carve her own path and push herself and have these aspirations and these big goals to do something that has never been done. And as a parent, you couldn't be any more proud, to see your child make that decision on their own. Sure, we like to think that we had an influence on that, but at the end of the day, a lot of that comes from Emily and the person she is.
Yeah.
And that desire to set the stage or set the tone or really set the bar. When we talk about me and my career and my path, I think I've had that same mentality.
Right.
You know, because in life, it doesn't really matter what you choose. What matters is how you approach that decision and the preparation that you make to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because everybody has a different path. There's no perfect way for you to sit down, even as a young child, and say, okay, this is what my future looks like. Because I don't think any of us really know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of it is that drive and that desire to be the best at what you do.
Right.
Whatever you choose, I think that's what's important. You know, for me growing up, I was mopping floors at 12 years old for my dad's company. And at the time, I never understood why all my friends are out having fun on the weekends and I'm going to mop floors. You know, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. But one thing my dad always said is, you know, you don't need a piece of paper to be successful. And again, that was one of the things at the time. It was like, sure, Dad, you know, there's logic in there somewhere.
Are you referring to a degree, or what do you mean?
Yeah, a college degree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because my dad, he owned his company for 30 years. He was doing floors. And so I started doing that at a young age. And one thing that Dad, you know, would say over and over is, I will teach you how to work hard.
Mm.
And that was something, at the time, I tried to wrap my brain around it. I tried to make sense of it. But my upbringing was always, you know, you don't have to have that piece of paper to be successful. And I think that's really more the message I want to give is anybody can have a different journey or a different path. It's all in what you choose to do. But I think the motivation behind that decision is understanding that I want to be the best at what I do, no matter what it is. You know, and that was something else Dad always said. He's like, I don't care what you do in life, but be the best at it. You know, have that passion, have that desire, have that dream. And that's really, I think, the neat thing with Emily is seeing that path that
Repeat
she's
itself.
chosen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it's so different than how I grew up. You know, it's so different than when I was 17. Because back then, I didn't have a clue what I wanted to do. You know, I didn't know. And seeing your daughter make decisions as a freshman and have a plan and have goals. We talk about it all the time, and Emily even said it, you know, small goals are a great accomplishment. But I think at times you should challenge yourself.
Sure.
You know, you should have those bigger goals. Whether you fail or whether you succeed, I think one of the biggest failures in life is not trying.
Yeah.
You know,
Speak to the backbone of your family real quick. And I'm talking about Cindy,
well, that was
about trying. I'm talking about,
Cindy. She's an inspiration in herself because we met in college. I was a DJ.
Ryan had braids.
She scooped me up. We moved to Frisco. Cindy worked in real estate. You know, did that a couple of years. She's like, you know what? I don't have the passion. I don't enjoy what I'm doing. I want to go back to school. I said, great. What do you want to do? She goes, I want to be a nurse. And you got to understand, we had already started our life, you know, having kids. But she never let that hold her back. She never let that be an excuse. And we made the decision. She got accepted into Baylor's School of Nursing there in Dallas.
okay.
And 4 years later, she graduated and she became a labor and delivery nurse.
Right.
But along the way, when she did clinicals, she worked in a psych hospital and really developed a passion to help people, whether it was the military, adolescents, having a presence in their life. You know, that was something that I saw a different side of her.
Sure.
You know, I saw a new passion. And something that really seemed to motivate her. But she did labor and delivery, and a couple of years ago, we had a conversation, and she's like, you know, I think I want to go back to school. And I'm sitting there thinking, God, I've heard this before.
Yeah.
But it was like, okay, you know, let's talk about this. But I think a lot of it was during COVID. You know, as a labor and delivery nurse, she would float up to ICU and every room is full and every patient is, you know, obviously dying from COVID. And she would tell me stories. You know, it's hard because I would hear stories where she would walk off the unit, she would sit down in the elevator and she would just cry. Because she saw the impact of not only COVID, but the families that weren't even allowed to go in the room.
Sure.
You know, she told me a story about a father that was dying, and he had children that were trying to get there as soon as they could from Dallas or Houston, and seeing that, and then seeing the psychological effect of COVID on our medical professionals. I think that had a profound impact on her, and I think a lot of her decision to go back to school to be a psychiatric nurse practitioner, to be on the front lines again, and put herself in that position where she can help. You know, that's the passion that, in my opinion, creates greatness.
100%. That's
Wow.
where that drive comes from. Go ahead, look.
No. I mean, I really don't have anything to say, to be honest. That's just, I'm listening. That was amazing. Yeah.
Well, Emily spoke to that. I mean, you know, having about Alzheimer's and how that is connected to the family, and knowing how it connected in a way that the higher probability of maybe my parents running into that, and I need to do something about it. Attitude, drive. Same thing with her mother, Cindy. Experiences that she witnessed herself and said, I need to do something about it. It's what you are asked to do in this great country of America as a citizen, is to get up and do something about something when it needs to be done. No excuses. Don't just say, oh, I'm gonna pray for you, and then you go home and you don't. You do it. You make something happen right then. You make a decision. You make a plan. You commit to it. And then you execute.
Ryan, have you guys always been a super close family unit? I think it was impactful on me when, like, the first 4 sentences of this, Emily kept just talking about you and Cindy. And obviously there is, I mean, just so much love and trust and belief in the McKey unit. Have you guys always been that way, or was it something you worked at?
I think there's a lot of work that goes into that. You know, we have a saying, Team McKey. And as a husband and a wife, as a parent, you know, as a partner, it's that mentality that you can face anything that's thrown at you if you do it together. You know, and I think our children have seen that. You know, Cindy and I are married, and we've been together for 23 years, and
That's awesome.
It's impressive.
it's pretty cool because at the end of the day, I can still go hang out with my wife, and we're like best friends. But it's that teamwork together. You know, I have my strengths, she has hers, and I think our children really pick up on that. You know, they're able to see that, and I think that's the neatest thing with Emily's story is she was able to choose her own path and do that based on how she was raised.
We got about 10 minutes, and we're going to wrap up, and we're going to use this 10 minutes, and this is Go Talk ATX, greatest of Austin, Texas, greatest of all time. Some of the most inspiring stories from the people that are living it. We have the McKeys.
Team McKey.
Team McKey. Team McKey here with us today. We have Jeremy, Lucas, and myself with the honor and the pleasure of being able to share your family's testimony of success to inspire others, to do more, to find your mission and find your place and to get on with it. Don't make any excuses. This is simple. This is not rehearsed. This is a simple story. This is a simple American story. Grassroots, baby. That's what we like about what we do here. Keeping it grassroots.
That's right.
Yeah.
Keeping it grassroots. Coming from a small town in Oklahoma myself, small little oil town, about 8,000 people. It's still 8,000 people to this day.
7,000.
Big shout out to everybody in Seminole, Oklahoma. Yeah, baby. But yes, the upbringing there still follows me to this day. The work ethic that Ryan just spoke of, that his father said, I could teach you how to work hard. And that's something that a value that I bring into my family every single day. I try to get up and I try to work hard. I try to demonstrate what that might look like.
Deej, at this point in your career, sort of having things on autopilot, having been the best of the best for a tremendous amount of time, having been a great father figure and example, and obviously establishing a huge foundation for your family, do you still feel day-to-day pressures on maintaining that, maintaining this tight family unit, maintaining being number one in your career? Or is it, do you even think about it anymore? Or is there still
You know, I think there's always a certain bit of pressure. You know, I'll go back and I think about Tom Brady. You think about the ultimate GOAT. Tom Brady was drafted 199th in the 6th round. And when he got drafted, he walked up to Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, and he said, drafting me was the best decision you ever made. And I think about that a lot of times because, yes, there's pressure. I think there's pressure to be a good parent. There's pressure to be successful in your career, to be the best at what you do. But I think there's also that passion to be the best, to give everything you can to your children. And I think a lot of times that passion outweighs the pressure. Because I do what I do because I love it. You know, and seeing Emily's journey and seeing Emily's success, I think now it really truly does come full circle. I still remember vividly driving home from the hospital with Emily. And now here we are 17 years later, and we're talking about her journey and her path. And yeah, I hope that as parents, we had a little bit to do with that. I hope.
You did do the creating.
You know, but she's got to do a lot of this on her own. So I think there's always going to be pressure. But no matter what you do in life, I think that passion to be the best at what you do. Doesn't matter what you choose, whether you go to college, whether you open your own business. I don't think it really matters. Do what you love, but tell yourself that you're going to be the best at it. And I think that gives you the drive and the motivation where you don't think about the pressure. You know?
Yep.
And to wrap things up, that's powerful. Ryan, I want you to wrap things up with this here. I want you to share with all of our viewers how proud you are
Well, I think
of
the
your
emotion,
baby girl.
the emotion alone, as a parent, you always, it's second nature to question some of your decisions. Are we raising them right? Are we doing everything we can to be good parents? But I think the validation is seeing your child challenge herself at a young age, choose that journey. And I'll tell you, it was mostly her. You know, I feel like she made that decision. She set those big goals. She went to her counselor. She said, this is what I want to do. It's never been done. I want to be the first. And seeing that as a parent, knowing that your child chose that on her own and has continued to set new goals and new challenges, as a parent, that's validation. You know, you feel like you've done everything you can to put them in the best positions, but they've then taken those situations and made decisions on their own for their success. And I think that's all you can ask for.
That validation, Emily, who's in our audience still with her mother, Cindy, that validation translates into honor. Honor means to add weight. You're honoring your family, Team McKey, by adding the weight, the validation. It's honor. And nothing is more esteemed than honor. You're honoring what your dad said, I can teach you. I can teach you hard work, son.
Yep.
He taught you hard work. And then you taught it to Emily. And your efforts and your early success is the validation of a legacy. Continue. Bravo. Congratulations. Like us, share it, subscribe. This is Goat Talk ATX. Greatest of Austin, Texas. Greatest of all time. Signing off. We'll catch you later.